It's the weekly show about rAVe with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, it's Gary K. Welcome to our weekly live TV show, rAVe TV, the industry's only live TV show, coming to you every Wednesday at noon Eastern U.S. time, which means it is 6 p.m. in CET Europe time, 5 p.m. in the UK, and 9 a.m. on the West Coast of the United States. I appreciate you joining me live at ravepubs.com, live at LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn feed, on my rAVe Pubs LinkedIn feed, also on Twitter and on Facebook. Thanks to all of you viewers. We got a lot going on. Obviously, you're stuck with me, except you're going to see Steph today. Steph's not on vacation. She's actually at Enterprise Connect. And we're actually covering the Enterprise Connect show. We're actually there. We got 3 reporters there covering it. We're shooting videos. We're interviewing all the different major exhibitors there, and we're also writing up stories. You can see all of our Enterprise Connect coverage. It's a slightly difficult URL to remember, but you can scan that QR code and it'll take you straight there. If you go to ravepubs.com/enterprise-connect-2023, it's really cool because what it'll do is it'll actually show you all the videos we've shot and posted in Enterprise Connect and all the news stories all mixed together on one linear page. So you can see everything together. But if you scan that QR code, you can see everything. We've already got, I don't know, maybe about 30 videos up. We'll probably hopefully shoot a couple hundred videos while we're there at the show. So I guess we got about 50 videos up, it looks like, on the site now. And as I promised you last week, I would not do today's show alone. So let's go down to the Enterprise Connect show because Steph is actually live on the show floor. And I understand that she's in the Jabra booth and they launched the new Panicast 50 system in cooperation with Microsoft yesterday, Microsoft Teams group. So Steph, I want you to kind of show us what this new Panicast 50 system is like.
Hey everyone, Steph Becca here. I am just pinpointing a few of my favorite booths here at Enterprise Connect 2023. We are here in Jabra's booth, and I wanted to just quickly talk about one of my favorite products that they are showing. So they're showing the Panicast 50 over here. So the cool thing about the Panicast 50, it was introduced at ISE 2023. This is a video bar. It's kind of in here with a double setup for this room here. It is an intelligent room system. It kind of gives everyone an equal meeting experience. So when you are sitting down, it kind of is known for giving like equal real estate, kind of that same meeting equity vibe. But it's Zoom certified. It's Microsoft Teams certified. It's very, very cool. So it's got video, it's got audio, it's definitely got a lot of AI, so it knows to zoom in. If you move out of the frame, if you move into the frame, it's going to follow you. And it just really kind of goes to show that at Enterprise Connect 2023, meeting equity is a really, really big trend here. Meeting equity and partnerships, which today Jabra announced that they're going to have an Android ecosystem for their products as well. Jabra's moving into basically understanding that no matter what type of meeting room or meeting system you need, they've got it. So very, very cool. Having fun here at Enterprise Connect 2023 here at Jabra's booth. So I'm going to run over to the next booth now.
All right, I'm gonna give Steph time to run over to the next booth so that she can show. We're gonna kind of go back and forth and give you a live look of the show floor now in Orlando. The key thing I think that she was showing there for me is the fact that they now have Android operating system on the Panicast 50 system itself, which means that they can host the Teams and Zoom app actually natively, the Zoom Room and Teams Room app natively on the product, which means you don't need a PC in the room anymore. That's critical. That's interesting. That's something that's kind of cool. One last, I want to tell you another quick story about something before we bring on a live guest here. Every month this year, we've been doing temperature checks of the industry, and the month of March was all about outdoor AV. And when we asked the question about outdoor AV, are you doing outdoor AV and what do you think about outdoor AV? The results are in. So our March temperature check results are the pandemic actually increased the number of outdoor installations because of social distancing and because of other things like that. You can actually see the results of our March temperature check by scanning that QR code now. Like I said, that our survey shows that outdoor AV increased significantly. About 50% of the market saw an increase in the amount of outdoor AV. And where were the verticals? Where is it being used? Obviously, stadiums, arena, retail, but also bars and restaurants moved their AV outside. And of course, rental staging events were all moved outside as well. And then finally, are we using, our own clients using outdoor AV more? You can see all those results right now at ravepubs.com on our website. Or you can scan that QR code and see those results in more detail. We'll be bringing you temperature checks every single month for the rest of the year, sponsored by Peerless AV, our partner for our temperature checks. We're excited to bring them on as a partner. They're going to help us get more exposure for these temperature checks and get more people participating in them. We want to be known as a company that brings you sort of the temperature of the industry at any moment in time. Speaking of the industry, I want to bring on one of my really good friends in the industry, somebody that I think a lot of you may know, Rich Ventura of Sony. He's going to be a live guest on here today. Hey, Rich, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing really well. First off, I want to thank you for joining me live. You're kind of like my co-host today because Steph is down in Enterprise Connect, walking the show floor and eating the great food in the Orlando Convention Center.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's great to see that, all these great events going on like Enterprise Connect. There's a lot of great stuff going out there.
Yeah, and actually, I was wrong. It's actually at the Gaylord Hotel. See, I'm not even there, so I don't know. But listen, the reason I brought you on is Sony. We partnered with Sony to do something called AI Month in the month of March, and this was a really new thing. Like, we had never done anything like this, and we learned a lot out of this. And we've done 3 sessions already. The next session comes live. It debuts tomorrow. We'll actually do a live. Each one of these have been live panel discussions with. We're talking about sort of like we talked about AI and digital signage. We talked about AI in meeting rooms, and tomorrow my guests and we will talk about AI in the pro AV market. But Rich, obviously Sony has a giant interest in AI, starting from the consumer side all the way through to the professional side.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's amazing how much AI has penetrated everything that we're doing. And it isn't just about websites or about software. I mean, it's very important in hardware, and it's helping us do many, a lot of things. Because one of the things we talk about, especially in within Sony, we talk a lot about sustainability, and we look at ways that we can reduce. And AI gives us that ability, whether it's in our cameras with our A12 and A40, reducing external equipment to allow you to do the tracking and the framing and all the things that we need to do. So no, it's definitely becoming an extremely important part of the conversation for us.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 cameras. We'll pop up a story I wrote about those 2 cameras earlier this year. The critical thing about those 2 cameras is that you don't have to have them connected to a computer to do the AI. The AI is actually hosted on the edge in the camera itself, which means that you have a lot that makes the camera truly a smart camera. But it does more than just track. It also does framing, which is pretty incredible. So no matter how far away or how close I am with the camera, it's going to keep me in the same frame.
Yeah, and I think that's the key thing to understand, because everybody hears framing, they go, "Oh, well, you just put them in a picture." Framing actually is making the decision. Am I framing them, their complete body, their half of their torso, even their shoulders above, and then the AI engine in it, whether I come forward, back, run left to right, squat down, jump, someone walks in front of me, it stays on that person, and it stays on them the way that you have them set. So, like I said, if you're just doing shoulders and above, and you imagine they're moving their head left and right, or they're talking, or they're turning, it's really difficult to just focus on that very small space. With the AI engine that we have in these cameras, it's keeping them in the center of that frame, the center of that picture. Because let's be honest, if I'm having somebody speak from a distance and I'm looking at it through a screen, and that person's constantly disappearing from the screen, or it's becoming bouncy or jiggly, I lose interest.
It's
I lose
distracting too,
right? Exactly, right? So that ability is so critical in the new cameras.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning. Obviously, this is the first product that your team's going to have that has AI in it. Well, you've actually already had the product. The Sony Edge analytics platform has already had AI in it. You took some of the AI magic out of that and put it into the camera. But I suspect we're going to see a lot more products with AI built in. I can imagine that we're going to actually have smart monitors that recognize sort of the kind of content that you want to have displayed, or even recognize the time of day and actually change the state of operation, or even maybe even the environment that they're in, smart enough to understand what kind of content to put on those displays.
Well, I think that's the great thing about AI, and we've always talked about it. The thing to remember about AI is it's a baby. Let's get it right. It's got to learn. It's all about the data sets. It's all about the information. And as we look at more applications, whether it's signage, whether it's even directory boards, wayfinding, working with a lot of our software partners, and how do we bring some of our intelligence tied into it, it's pretty amazing how much this is going to evolve over time.
Yeah, and Sony's, interestingly enough, I got a brief on the session that we're going to have tomorrow. Again, AI month. If you want to register for AI month, scan that QR code. You can learn. And what's great about it is we've actually put all the sessions on the same page, so you can actually watch each one of them. They're about 30 to 45-minute sessions on each of the topics: AI and digital signage, AI in meeting rooms, and then AI in the commercial AV market. One of the briefs I had with your Sony ethics person who's going to be on tomorrow, she said that it's interesting because we don't even think about all the things that a company like Sony has to think about. And as an example of that, video games, the likeness used in video games is so good, meaning the quality of the characters in video games is getting so good that it looks like real actors. And in some cases, they're actually using real actors. And the AI is such that it studies the actor in all the different movies they've been in, and then it can recreate them without the actor having to do it themselves. But it's an interesting dilemma because ultimately the actor owns their own likeness. So it all has to be licensed and it has to be thought out. And that's a professional application. But in our world, think about this. That means that one day, not too distant future, that AI could be used in just a classroom application where it could literally, who owns the content? Like, in other words, I'm presenting, but that presentation, there's one thing about recording a presentation and replaying. It's another thing to reproduce the entire presentation using AI. And then you kind of lose control of it if you don't actually think about ahead of time, what are the ethics around this and what are the legalities around it?
Yeah, I think we're in a really unique area. I mean, we think about, the software applications that are out there with, the chat application and being able to type in stuff and all of a sudden it spits out a story. I mean, we've seen articles of people who've actually said, I created a story using.
We've done it. We've done it. We've done a couple.
Yeah. And I think it and also colleges and universities are worried about it. Our kids going to start writing papers.
They're doing it.
So it creates this whole concern we all have. And then even, we've always talked about how deep fake is concerned a lot of us. All this stuff, it is going to open up a whole level of conversation. I don't think all of us are ready for yet. And we got to think about how we're going to handle it. And it does create, challenges. But I think it also creates opportunities.
Yeah.
It creates opportunities for, fresh content. It creates opportunities for new content. It creates opportunities for faster content. It creates opportunities to overcome maybe technology challenges that we may be facing. There's a lot of things that it does. And like I said earlier, it also helps us when we look at sustainability measures in ways that we're trying to decrease our carbon footprint. So I think it's exciting. I think it's scary. I think it's challenging. I think it's opportunistic. I think it's all those different things. And us as stewards of the industry, us as manufacturers, integrators, end users, suppliers, consultants, everything, we all have to think about this and really how we can utilize AI for good instead of always the concern we all have on the evil side of what AI can do.
Exactly. And if anyone's over the age of 50, they'll remember this exact same discussion when the internet became a thing in 1995, 1996. when people were talking about what's going to happen with catalogs and what's going to happen with retail stores and what's going to happen with bookstores and places like that. And we've seen the change. It's been drastic. So if you want a glimpse of the future, you should really take a look at what we've done with AI Month. Scan that QR code, join. It's all asynchronous. You can join live if you want tomorrow. You can watch the sessions any moment in time. Rich, thank you very much. And thanks for Sony for being a partner on this AI Month, our first. And we'll do this every year, I'm sure, as AI continues to grow. But I want to thank Sony for their participation and their partnership.
Of course, no, we've been very excited about it. We love seeing the conversation and dialogue, not only in the panels, but as we look at LinkedIn and we look at Twitter and we look at all the other channels that are going out there, even the one-on-one conversation with customers. We love seeing this conversation because I think it's a really important conversation for us all to have.
Well, thank you for joining us, and it's a good time to head to talk about one of our sponsors, Legrand. Legrand is actually big time in digital signage, and they've actually pre-configured digital signage systems for you. You can scan that QR code, and you can learn more about them that include not just the mounting solutions, but also the display solutions from the different manufacturers. If you want to do video walls, or you want to do standalone kiosks, or you want to do just traditional digital signage applications, they're all there for you, already pre-built. Scan that QR code. You can learn more. They're doing all this work for you. I understand Steph is actually live in that Max Hub booth now. Steph, what are you going to show us from Max Hub?
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at Enterprise Connect 2023. I'm here at the Max Hub booth. It is day 2 of the show, kind of the end of the day. Everybody's having a good time, but I just wanted to talk about them as one of my favorite booths here at Enterprise Connect 2023. And the cool thing is Max Hub just announced this here at this show. So this is the 105. It's got a wide angle camera put on top, but the great thing about it is a 21:9 setup, so it's made for that Microsoft Teams front row experience. I think it's very, very cool that Max Hub has solidified its presence here in the 21:9 area. I think that is something that we are going to continue to see when it comes to meeting rooms, collaboration. Once again, it's another big meeting equity product because Microsoft Teams was the first people who came out with this type of meeting experience. But I do really think that we're going to see some similar experience from Zoom, probably WebEx, probably BlueJeans, GoTo. I think that we're going to see a few competitors for this in the future, so it's very cool that there are multiple options for how to have this meeting experience in a meeting room right now. I've got a product video coming and a little bit of an interview that talks about this a little bit more that we are going to put up on our site. Very excited about it, but once again, this is Max Hub's 105, so we will talk about that a little more later, and I'm going to run to the next booth real quick.
If you scan that QR code, we actually shot a detailed video on that product yesterday. This show's a half-a-day show. It's kind of an interesting show. So they're only half-day sessions. So we're good to catch Steph there at the show. I want to remind you, she's going to pop over. I understand she's going to go to the X2O Media booth because they have their HiFlex platform actually set up in the booth. But in the meantime, I want to show you, I want to talk to you about a session that I did earlier this week live on my LinkedIn platform. We also streamed it literally live in Europe on the LG LinkedIn page as well. And it was all about transparent OLED. But here's the cool thing. It's very case study and applications based. So it's only 20 minutes. If you scan that QR code or click the link, depending on where you're watching us now, you can actually go and watch that. It's 20 minutes long, and it's like 15 applications for transparent OLED that you never thought about. For example, replacing subway windows with transparent OLED displays, replacing doors with transparent OLED displays, retail applications, wayfinding applications. They're literally case studies of how to use transparent OLED. It was great to be partnered with LG's European transparent OLED team. Speaking of AI, we talked about AI with Rich just a moment ago. Aver yesterday at Enterprise Connect launched new AI cameras. Their first 2 AI PTZ cameras. Those cameras are going to ship here in the next month. You can learn more information about them at ravepubs.com. Those are already on our website. More Enterprise Connect news. Microsoft Teams re-engineered the whole thing. They fixed the problem that I've been complaining about for a long time. They upped the resolution natively to 5K on front row. But the coolest thing that they did yesterday, with the click of a button, while you're in a meeting, you can become an avatar in the meeting. It actually turns your background into a cartoonish background, creates an avatar, and you can still be in the meeting as an avatar. And you can go and do something else while your avatar is still in the meeting, as long as you're wearing a headset and you can still communicate. So you can actually convert yourself into an avatar in real time. And it actually does real-time processing of you as an avatar. That was kind of cool. That got a lot of exposure. We shot a video of that. That's on our website. Now you can actually go look at it under our Enterprise Connect coverage, which is ravepubs.com/ remember, Enterprise-Connect-2023. You can scan that QR code. They're all there. Zoom also introduced a bunch of new features. They simplified their platform quite a bit, but most importantly, they've integrated calendar and email into their platform. And for my company, my team's going to be excited about the fact that they have native Slack integration inside of Zoom now. It's not a separate app. It's actually inside of Zoom. So you can actually put the Google Calendar, you can put Google Mail, email inside of it, and Slack all inside the application, and just use Zoom as a central application for everything on your computer. So you don't have to have separate apps for those featured. That's all built into Zoom now. Among other features, they also added AI into their platform. You can learn more about that at ravepubs.com or scan that QR code. And I understand Steph is already in the X2O Media booth. I love this product. This is the one room solution, their HighFlex solution for aimed at higher education and corporations. Steph, what's it look like?
Hi everyone, Steph Beckett here. I'm going to show you guys just a few of the booths I really like here at Enterprise Connect 2023. I'm here in X2O Media's booth, and not only do they have poutine, which they are serving right now, is day 2 of the show, is the end of the day, everybody's hungry, everybody's thirsty, but they also are showing their one room solution. So the great thing about this is, well, let's move in here and get a little closer look at it. The great thing about the one room solution is that it puts everyone as equal real estate on the screen, and it's super, super scalable. So I think this is showing like 60 some odd participants, but you can show up to 120 using the one room solution. So what it does is it takes a few different displays, but it puts them with cameras right here. So it kind of gives you kind of that equal real estate. So with all of these, it's going to catch those people in the meeting room. It's going to put them on the same block as the people who are joining from home. And it's by putting everyone in the same real estate, this is really, really kind of them answering the meeting equity question of what about the people who are joining from home? What about the people who are joining from the meeting room? Or it's a really big meeting room. We can't see everyone. And as you can see, there are mics and speaker bars down here. And then you have a confidence monitor over here. So X2O Media is great. We've talked about the one room solution before, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of it while we were here at Enterprise Connect 2023. So thanks to the people over here at X2O Media for letting me show this product off really quick. I'll be right back, and I'm going to run to the next booth.
They are looking for integrators to sell this product. And if you want to learn more about this product, you can go to x2omedia.com or scan that QR code. We actually shot a detailed video on the one room system. You could be a dealer just for that and not even sell their other digital signage platform products. I want to remind you about Friday is the last day you can nominate someone for our Reader's Choice Awards. This is the most popular awards program in the industry, probably. It's all voted on by you. You nominate all the brands. You vote on the products. We don't do any of that, and the brands don't do it either. So this is all from our readers. So participate. If you want to participate in that, scan that QR code. You only have 3 days left, 2.5 days left to do it. So I'm going to blitz through some news stories, and all these news stories are on the front page of our website right now. This is the hot news that's in the industry right now. While Enterprise Connect is going on, ISC West, which is a security focused show, is going on, and Atlas debuted a bunch of new products in the IPX in their IPX family of security products. They have a long history of mass communication security solutions, and they've got a whole new line. Also, at Enterprise Connect yesterday, Poly announced that their Studio X product is now certified to work with Google Meet. Now, we talk a lot about Teams, we talk a lot about Zoom, we talk about a lot about both of those two platforms, but we don't talk much about Google Meet. But everyone who's a Google user would probably be interested in the fact that Poly X Studio X family is now compatible with Google Meet. So if you want to learn more about that, go to our website. There's the story right there. Next thing is one of my friends in the industry, Scott Hetzler, he and I worked together at AMX like 20 some years ago. His company, Contemporary Research, came out with the simplest, coolest product I've ever seen, which is this picture makes it look like it's a light bar array, but really it's one at a time. You hang this anywhere in an office, and that light bar can just simply indicate something like, hey, it's lunchtime, or hey, there's an emergency, just by simply changing the color of the lights. And he's making this available as a product that's triggered from their control system, or from any system for that matter, available to the commercial AV market from Contemporary Research. It's called the Light Alert Bar, and it can be any color you want, obviously using LED technology. Love that product. I think it's a cool way of doing things. Blue Jeans entered the market as a free platform. They've had the Blue Jeans Room platform, but now they have an app that is free for anyone to use. Finally, they have they're calling it Blue Jeans Basic, which I think is kind of cool, kind of playing on the gap basic jeans versus the fancy jeans thing. So Blue Jeans Basic is a free app-based conferencing platform introduced yesterday at Enterprise Connect. And also Crestron introduced yesterday at Enterprise Connect, introduced the Air Media product, which looks a lot like a Barco ClickShare button in a way, right? It looks a lot like that. But ultimately it's a little bit more sophisticated than that, but it's natively integrated with Microsoft Teams. And in fact, yesterday during the keynote, Microsoft actually showed this product being used inside of Teams. It makes for simple wireless sharing inside of Teams. And our sponsor Shure has a message about, how they are playing a big part in meeting rooms by upping the quality of audio, taking their history and heritage in studio performance audio and putting it into the meeting room. Check this video out now.
Collaboration and sound go hand in hand because clear communication is the backbone of team chemistry. When everyone can hear, they stay more engaged. Ideas flow and organizations thrive when teams are in tune with each other. Wherever they are. For nearly a century, Shure has set the standard for audio excellence. And what we've done on stages and in studios works for the workplace too. From startups to global enterprises, we've got solutions that bring more simplicity, clarity, and coverage to conferencing. So teams find their groove and business hits the high notes.
I'm being told that Steph has something she has to show me on the Enterprise Connect show floor in the D10 booth. So I'm going to just kind of turn it over to her and let her show it to us really quickly.
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at one of my favorite booths at Enterprise Connect 2023. Behind me is D10, and as you can see what they are showing, this is the D7X Dual 75. So it's kind of a configuration that they have put up. It is dual D7X screens. It is two 75-inch screens, which they explained. But in the middle here, you have a wide-angle camera with a speaker bar and microphone. But then on the two ends of each display, they have the View Pro cameras. So that means two more cameras on each side for a total of 5 cameras, which is very cool. And as you can see, it's going to give you this really unique view when you are having a meeting. So as you can see a wide view of the meeting room. You can see, look, it's picking up people who are as far as like 20, 30 feet away. And you can have a 6 screen up here as well. So as you can see, this is really built for hybrid collaboration. It's really going to show how easy it can be to show everyone in a meeting room, even if that meeting room is really large. We talked a little bit in some of our product videos that we're going to be posting, but I think this is for like a 16-person room and more. But I just kind of wanted to show this product, talk about it a little bit, because I thought this was one of the coolest things that I have seen here at Enterprise Connect 2023. So for now, I'm going to throw it back to Gary to finish out rAVe TV, but thanks again. Bye, everybody.
I love the fact that Steph we're coordinating this really well. I appreciate Steph doing this. She said she had one more thing to show, but we don't have time to actually show it. But I do want to talk about 2 other quick things. And that is an article on our website right now written by our own Maggie McIntyre, who talks about the science behind immersive audio. That is a great educational piece. I had a chance to read it this morning. I had not seen it yet, but it was encouraged that I take a look at it to understand why this article should be talked about during rAVe TV. But it talks about how, how we basically emotionally get transferred into a new zone by audio versus video. So you can have a meeting with just video, but you can't have anything without audio. So audio is a big portion of that. And this is a great educational piece where she talked to a number of different manufacturers who are in the audio business and why audio, A is audio, V is video, and A is first. So we got to have audio. And then finally, I want to talk about the case study of the week. My very own UNC, University of North Carolina Hussman, Curtis Media Center is featured in the case study of the week this week because we use the Extron Nav AV over IP system facility wide. And we talk about how that whole facility got put together. 6 classrooms. There's room signs outside of each room that talk about what's going on in there at that moment in time. The rest of the day, you can book the rooms that way, but also how the equipment was distributed from one location to all the rooms and how the rooms are actually used. And you can check out that story at ravepubs.com. It is on our homepage now. You can scan that QR code to find everything. I want to thank Kelsey and Emily and Carrie behind the scenes for making today's rAVe TV work. I want to thank Steph for doing this from Enterprise Connect. And we will see you next Wednesday for rAVe TV, our weekly live TV show, which next Wednesday, I guess it'll be April 5th, something like that. We're excited to be in a new month. And thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.